The Journal of Sir JLanz in quest of the long-lost tomb of the great Pharaoh Bavely the. Day 0. I sit at home anticipating my upcoming journey. I look through my bags and fill them with essentials for my journey. This is going to be a long journey. I have some clue as to the location of the tomb. It was legend to be located in a small valley encased by mesa on all sides, but one, which was a thick jungle. This land is said to be south of the great sea known as the Kerjunk, so I shall make my way firstly to that sea. It should be an easy journey most of the way, until I reach a mountain range that overlooks the ocean. After I sail thous on the ocean, I should be in a totally unfamiliar land, and from there I would be quite lost in my search, if not for a map I have that shows a crossing through the savannah, a mesa, and lastly a jungle. Until I finally arrive at my destination. Well, I must continue packing for my long journey. The excitement I feel just writing this overwhelms me. Until next, JLanz. Day 14. It has been a fortnight since I departed on my journey. I find myself in a vast plains bordering on a forest. I run into some other travelers, and they tell me the mountains are a 5 days' journey south. My spirits are high, and the journey has gone smoothly. I will ride again once I reach the mountains. Until next, JLanz. Day 20. The journey to the mountains took a little longer than expected, but alas, here I am. The vast height fills me with fear. Who knows what terrible fate has met many in those rocky cliffs, but the excitement of my goal spurs me forward. I will write again on the other side. Until next, JLanz. Day 42. I finally reached the ocean, though not without accident. I stumbled along the trail and lost most of my supplies, but was left relatively unharmed. I know of a certain seaport nearby where I will restock and depart from. I should land in 5 months' time. Until next, JLanz. Day 121. I am about halfway done with my sea journey. The ship I have boarded has a good crew, and I often converse with the cook. It is a nice time to reflect on what I know of the great Pharaoh Bavely the. The ancient texts I have tell of his extreme kindness and generosity, always supplying subjects with food. It is often remarked that his vast kindness was associated with his great Queen Caroline, whose place of rest is a pyramid next to the great Pharaoh, and a farm of wheat is placed at its foot. Then there are 2 smaller pyramids, each along the entrance to the main tomb. These belong to the Pharaoh's greatest friends, Nick and Ian. There are 2 statues of sphinxes guarding the tomb from all evil spirits and thieves. Before the sphinxes, there is a great obelisk to guide the spirits towards the next life, built to signify the power of Bavely. There's a giant statue built of him. It is forever standing tall and proud over the valley in which the Pharaoh was put to rest. The last object is a giant sword struck into the ground. The story goes, there is a formidable power to the north that sailed across the Kerjunk Sea. They came to destroy and conquer all of Bavely's land. Bavely then challenged the leader of this great threat to a fight to the death. It was an intense fight, and each were equal in power, when, in a stroke of bad luck, Bavely's scimitar broke, leaving him without a weapon. But he had one last thing up his sleeve, a sling. Bavely always carried a sling, as it tells of his origins as a small farm boy. That is why he is often depicted holding a shepherd's staff. Bavely used the sling and struck his opponent in the head, knocking him to the ground. Picking up his opponent's sword, he lifted it over his opponent's neck and thrust it into the ground. From then on, peace was made between the nations, and Bavely adopted his opponent, the great General Joseph, as his son. That is enough for one day, but before I sign off, there's one last thing to add. No one yet knows what is in the Pharaoh's tomb, but legends tell of riches beyond compare. Until next, JLanz. Day 189. I've landed in a savannah. My journey is mostly on foot from here on out. Nothing else of note has occurred. Until next, JLanz. Day 233. I have traveled through the mesa described on the map, and am now in a thick jungle. Travel is slowed, but I feel great anticipation as my journey is almost at an end. Until next, JLanz. This jungle is never ending. I've got to be there soon. Come on, I just need something. Something, I have to be there almost. Come on. This is... Oh. Oh my gosh. Is this it? I found it! I found it! Yes! Day 278. I've set up camp at the tomb of the great Pharoh. I'll explore the tomb tomorrow. Until next, JLanz. Is this the treasure? Oh my gosh. What could be inside? It's just a bunch of potatoes!